Set, here she goes. Hear it crunching, shifting.
That's why she's a Viking. She's tough.
Breaking further under her weight. Trying to get every bit of glass under every bit of her feet. Now I can tell by your wild applause. I meant to say I can tell by your mild applause. You are mildly entertained. She usually does this in nightclubs. There are drunk people in the audience yelling for her to jump. We are far too polite an audience for that. But if you want to see her jump, and tell her to jump. She does my jump. Want to see her jump? Tell her to jump. Ew. That didn't sound good. That couldn't have felt good. Let's take a look. So far, so good. Completely unscathed, completely unhurt. Give it up for Kitty Karloff for the challenge of the broken glass. We're going to clean that mess up, folks. We're going to clean the mess up so we'll have room to make another mess. Saw her walking on the Machete blades. Well, I've got some blades of my own. Swords. Swords don't blade upwards. Each one of these swords sharp. As this hapless cucumber will demonstrate.
Hapless.
Each and every part of each and every blade.
I don't want it in my face.
Cucumber being sliced up. So we're starting in a late night TV commercial. If I make a mistake, if I slip, if I miscalculate, I can be segmented into several different pieces.
You got the one with the nail in his back. That would be more interesting. Oh, he sits down on it first.
Boy, you might be somewhat impressed. Hopefully a little more so when we add some weight to this in the form of a concrete building block.
Bring the 5 guys.
Chop up his back.
Maybe you are further impressed as it pushes me in. Hopefully more so when we remove it.
Break the city.
Kitty Karloff Viking Media's got Viking strength. Strength will use to remove it with a sledgehammer.
Oh my God.
Okay, in front. Let's take a look at my back.
Oh,
See if the blades pushed in, hopefully, without slicing through from the sound some of you were making. Perhaps it did. Ladies and gentlemen, the bed of blades. Folks, yes, that's right. Applause is much appreciated because I've been warming up for what's going to happen next. The entire show, been warming up, as I said. I will show you how I got the name of the torture gig, and I will do that the next time I step out here on center stage.
He's all glowy in the camera.
Some viewers. So right before we do that, we're going to change the pace a little bit, show you something not so intense, but pretty bizarre. Not so extreme, but pretty strange and pretty fun to watch. You see, Kitty Karloff is not entertaining here at the Haunt or at nightclubs. She's entertaining at parties, making balloon animals. It's going to show you one of her balloon animal creations right now. Her balloon animals are not very elaborate, but you'll see there's a reason. She's getting hired again and again to perform at these parties. A twist, a bend, a turn, and another twist, and I think that's it. It's a snake or a worm. Not quite sure what it is. It's not what it is, it's what she does with it. She's a carnivore.
Yeah.
Once she takes an animal, she eats the animal, puts it in the mouth.
She's giving him a blowjob.
Oh God, don't you dare you turn
Past
on
the lips, past the teeth, past the gums.
All the guys in the audience are getting hard on right now.
Inch
I'm watching you.
by inch. Down the throat. Now as she does recommend today's innuendos from
You know if that pops, it could hurt your lungs.
You're already thinking about it.
Especially if it left
Do I
little
really need to
pieces.
say
You
it?
ever seen 1,000 Ways to Die?
Folks, if it goes further, going strangely, not only inch by inch, but foot by foot, down the esophagus,
In the
how humanly possible. In my experience, there's only one conclusion to such an activity. An explosion. And a return to the original placid condition. Give it up for Kitty Karloff, Little Animal Sculptress. Hire her for your next
She
party.
likes putting things in her mouth.
Big.
Folks, I've been threatening.
Big. Yeah, no, she probably doesn't get pleasure off of normal
Pat.
days.
You know,
Pat.
this is the
Have a
last day of the holiday.
Hey, Pat. Don't get turned on now. That's what I told her. See, I was telling her, I'm like, you better not get turned on by that right now. This is like a man's
It's
dream.
not gonna be
I
free,
know.
but if you got, it's not gonna be free. But if you've got what it takes, you're obligated to stay until the very end. You will find out why I'm called the Torture King, as I said. I'm gonna be taking a sharpened piece of wire.
This is the one where he sticks it
sharpened
through his mouth,
bicycle,
huh?
put it through a very strange part of my body, not just skin, deep into muscle tissue. These are meditative techniques. They don't feel pain if you diminish feeling rapidly, but as I said, people faint. Not that you're gonna faint. Keep an eye on your neighbor. If they look queasy, grab onto them. If they should pass out, lower them to the ground, put their knees up. They'll come to soon enough. And if you're feeling squeamish, or just watch people watch the show, the expression on their face can be most amusing. All that being said, here we go.
Oh, his tongue.
You know, if I went through my tongue, you'd say, well, I've got a friend with a tongue piercing. That doesn't impress me. So what? Put it someplace you can't put a piercing. It's gonna go under the tongue. Keep pushing through the glands, through the muscles. Keep pushing until it pops out under my chin, right next to my throat.
Here's what the Africans
I won't be
do.
able to encourage you to encourage me as I do this for very obvious reasons, but the more you do encourage me, the easier it is for me to do, so help me out.
So he's got those holes in his skin. Just like a piercing.
I see it.
Yeah. I don't know why people would want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not working. See him try to talk now.
Huh?
I'd like to see him try to talk now. Yeah. Go get it, man.
You go get it. Go.
I don't want to get it.
Go. Go have Pat do it.
Pat.
Get out of your seat right now.
Go get it.
Come up and let's run right now. Come on up.
Go.
It does last longer.